Chosens.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us on our latest Letterkenny table read. If you are watching us on YouTube, you'll be able to make comments. If I'm able, I will get your comments on the stream for everyone to see and maybe answer your questions. This will in no way, shape, or form be anything resembling a professional table read. We will fumble lines, we will laugh, and some of us may be intoxicated in one manner or another. Let me introduce myself. I am Dean, the older, taller, less attractive half of the How Are You Now podcast. I run the Podscure Podcast Network, where How Are You Now resides. I also run, co-host, and or produce the Podscure Podcast and the Disputed Podcast. Tonight, aside from me pushing all the buttons, I, along with my castmates, will be playing large numbers of parts. I will now have each of them introduce themselves and tell you who they're playing if they can remember them. I will start with my wife, Tiara.
My wife.
Hi, I'm Tiara. I am the other half of the How Are You Now podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry, I'm all the way back here, but like everybody's in the screen. I think this is really cool. Tonight I am playing, who am I playing? Gail and Tanis, Marie Fred, Betty Ann, and Margaret.
Oh, Margaret.
Oh, Margaret.
How about Al and Tanya? Why don't you guys go?
How are you now? I'm Al Grego. I am 1/4 of the cast of the Produce Stand and a couple other podcasts as well. And I will be playing the roles of Wayne, Hardright J, Jake, Dolo, and Bartz.
Hi. Oh, here I am. My name is Tanya. How are you now? My name is Tanya, and I am the other quarter of the Produce Stand. I will be playing Katie, Anita Dick, and Mia Sophia.
You need a what?
I need a dick.
Awesome.
Anita Dick.
Hi, my name is Awesome. I am a big part of both podcasts here, and I'm the still 100%. For my sins, the head moderator of the Letterkenny subreddit. And tonight I will be, as usual, your narrator.
Sweet. Miss Casey's Letterkenny Answers.
Yeah, Casey's is fine. I'm just promoting the X account. Hi, I'm Casey, and I run Letterkenny Answers on the Twitters and Instagram. And tonight I will be playing Miss Mack, Angie, Ellen, and Shorzy.
You mean the shitters, right?
Yeah.
It's X now. X has got the SH sound. It's the shitters.
Not sure.
I was not made aware of that, but thank you, Al.
Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin. I am a very large Letterkenny Shorzy fan and frequent podcast contributor. I will be playing Rosie, Marianne, Emma, Bonnie McMurray, Alley Cat.
Oh, Bonnie
Bonnie
McMurray.
I should have paused. Alley Cat and Anik.
Beautiful. And then there's this guy here, Renee, and then we're going to go to
Can I get through mine before you introduce
sure.
the next guy? Jesus, freaking criminy.
Sup, bitches?
Brace on a crackers.
Get after Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee Encarnacion, host of Perfectly Misfit Podcast, the Chevy Chase of the How Are You Now podcast, the Prince of Podcasts. I am all over the place. I'm up, down, left, right, A, B, C, B, SART, whatever. Yeah. Whatever the fuck you want. I fucking love this fucking show, and I'm so happy to be here. This week, I'm going to be playing Dairy, Dax, the Juicehead, / Jim Number Trey, Schultzy, and, of course, motherfucking Joint Boy.
Juice head.
And
Van
I'm so happy to
Tuverden.
fucking be here. Fucking Dave's keeps killing it with these fucking specs. I'm so happy to be here. Let's fucking go.
Tress.
My name is Trace. I write poetry and intros and diabolical coffee ads for How Are You Now?
Brilliant.
He's the backbone of
Long
the
podcast,
TPS
but okay.
takeover team.
Yes. And
Produce Stand.
Produce Stand podcast. Trace.
I am, Produce Stand podcast.
It's fine.
It sounded like you said
Okay.
Kurdistan.
I'm in the part of the
Would have been
Kurdistan
closer than
podcast.
How Are You Now? But
Right next to the Uzbekistan podcast. I am
There it
playing
is.
Rold and Riley, Jean-Claude, Alfie,
I love
Johnny, Jim Number Uno, and Fisky.
Beautiful.
Fisky.
Boomtown. Sorry.
My shorter brother Demond.
Shorter brother from another.
What's up,
mother and
blurs and
father.
nerds? I am
Oh,
Damon,
shit.
father of 2, husband of 1. I am the sensei of 17 syllable silliness. I am the other half of Disputed, whatever adjectives you want to throw around. And I will be playing Stuart, Jonesy, Alex, Dirks, Sled Ted, Maddie, and Fish.
Beautiful. And we've got K. Trevor Wilson with us.
Well
Special
done.
guest
Well
star.
done.
You guys ever heard about Captain Crunch?
I mean, come on. Look at this guy.
Look at him.
It's so
Look at him.
perfect.
Perfect cast.
You sir have been typecast perfectly.
If I've ever met Squirrely Dan, that's Squirrely Dan.
Yep.
All right, Dennis.
I am Dennis Coogan, the Forrest Gump of the universe, and the voice of God.
Yes, sir.
I am also a Funko Pop customizer. You can find me on the socials at DG Pop Customs. And tonight I'll be playing Squirrely Dan, Boomtown, Joint Boy, Alistair Orson, Westwood Yates, and Goody.
Actually, you're Tyson.
You're definitely not Joint Boy.
Oh, I'm Tyson.
Oh, now you've disappointed him.
Oh, sorry.
And
Renee's like, nope.
last but definitely not
End of the
least,
laneway.
David Mack.
Hi, everybody. I'm David Mack. I'm the writer of tonight's episode. I'm the author of many, many novels, about 38 or so at this point. A whole lot of
I'm
them
a
for Star
spec
Trek.
man. Sorry.
Let the
And
man, let the
there's
man
nothing
talk.
like having a chorus. But first of all, it's I write Letterkenny specs, which in any other format would be called fanfic, but in TV you call them spec scripts. So I write it because I love Letterkenny. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, and I was just lucky enough to find this amazing group of fellow lovers and aficionados of all things Letterkenny, and I am very privileged tonight to have them, their talents, their enthusiasm, and all of their hard work to help bring this, my third and probably last Letterkenny spec script for a while, to life.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a special one. This is not your average Letterkenny spec script.
Right.
Should we finally let them in on what the concept is?
Well, yeah, because I was going to talk to you about this. So, this is
away,
your
Dan.
third. This is your third. You had Hangry, which
Mhm.
was amazing. Then you had UFO, which was awesome, and now you have Over and Out. So tell first before you tell what it's about. What inspired you to write this?
Well, after writing Hangry, where we finally introduced the true love of Katie's life, sort of balancing her out with Wayne.
Right.
And then I had this sort of, jolt of inspiration to write UFO. But what I've been thinking about the whole time was, what's it all building to? If some point, we know that, Letterkenny's been going on now 11 seasons. Season 12 is done. There probably will be a season 13. But no show lasts forever. So I thought, if the show were to end someday, has to end, how would I want it to end? And so what we've embarked on here tonight is I've written a spec script for what I would want to see in a Letterkenny series finale. And I specifically built upon the storylines that we began in Hangry and in UFO. So the character of Alex, A-L-Y-X, who is the chef hired by Gale, is someone who causes the whole problem in Hangry because draws all the degens to the restaurant, but then everything turns around at the end the moment Katie looks into the eyes of this non-binary, wondrous individual with just total charisma. Katie just instantly falls, and then we cut to Wayne at the end of Hangry, and he sees what's happening, and for the first time, Wayne approves of somebody that Katie has fallen for. We see that little smile of recognition that says, she's picked a good one, and he knows it this time. And then UFO, we just had some fun, ramping up the tension between the Hicks and the Degens, just to sort of, make sure we understand just how much animosity has built up. And now it's all going to come to a head as we come to the series finale concept, over and out. And, we will just let it play out. You'll see what happens as it happens.
Yeah, we've rehearsed this twice, which is
and bungled it
100%
both
more
times.
times than we usually do.
That's true.
And yeah, I just want to say Alex's cooking brings all the degens to the bar.
And they're like,
And,
it's better than
I got thrown a curveball.
ours.
I have no idea how to play Daryl today, but I'm happy about it.
You'll figure it out. Oh
Let's
yeah,
go.
I didn't say who I was playing. Let's see, who am I playing? I'm playing Glenn, Devin, Axe, Shawnee, Michaels, Jim number 2, and Yorkie.
Oh, and I should say who I'm reading.
That'd be a good idea.
I'll be reading the parts of Ron, Troy Dahmer, Jean-Guy, Coach, Patty, Hitch, Noah Dick, Jim Dickens, and Bradley.
Dickskins.
Dickens?
Bradley.
All right. Bradley so much.
Bradley.
So
I love y'all. I love y'all so much.
It's a slip and slide over here, boys. That's what I always say.
All right, Mrs. Mac.
All right. Cheers, Mrs. Mac.
So
we're gonna get this right rolling.
Yeah, let's get going.
Wait, did Dean finish his cast list?
I did.
Yep.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did you want to hear it again? I mean,
right.
I can do it.
You could
No,
also
fine.
just read it.
If you read them all, yeah.
I did.
I waited for him to finish.
It's okay. You disassociated in the middle of it. It's fine. It's fine.
I was just making sure I was on script.
You're good. You're wonderful as always. We love you.
Thank you. I need that reassurance. I have a big job tonight.
You do.
You're awesome.
All right. Letterkenny, Over and Out, Spec Series Finale, written by David Mack. Scene 1.
Anybody else getting
Exterior.
depressed ahead of time?
Stop it.
Fuck it, Renee.
Sorry. Nobody wants to hear the finale. Fuck.
Scene 1.
Amazing.
Exterior. Wayne and Katie's barn. Day. Wayne talks directly to camera.
You and your pals were doing some pest control the other day.
Scene 2. Exterior. Wayne and Katie's farm. Day. Wayne, Squirrely Dan, and Daryl stand shoulder to shoulder, facing a green acre of farm with their backs to the camera. Each one has a beer in one hand, his horn in the other. Stop and go hiss and patter of piss hitting the dirt.
You're sure this will work, good buddy?
Better work or I'm hooped. GD rabbits ate half my lettuce before I can get out of the ground.
There has to be a faster ways of getting rid of them than this.
Off the top of my head, shooting, trapping, gassing, sicking old Gus on him.
And why are we spending all day out here turning puppers to piss?
Isn't that what we does most days?
Sit on the produce stand, sure. Not way out here.
Shift!
The three Hicks squeeze their horns and shuffle step together to the left out of this frame into a new frame where they stop, swig puppers, and resume pissing in the dirt.
So what's the frequencies, Kenneth?
Like I told yous, the smell keeps the rabbits away.
So do gas traps and bullets in the brains.
Yes, but
Wayne clenches his jaw and looks away.
Rosie won't let me.
Come again?
Yous heard me.
Did I hear you say Rosie won't let you?
Did I stutter, Dan? Shift!
The three pals shuffle step left out of frame into a new frame. Stop, drink, and resume pissing.
We keeps this up much longer, and I'm gonna need some new kidneys.
An awkward beat as the streams falter and become irregular.
Reload!
The pals hold up their empty puppers bottles. Alexander enters, trades each Hicks empty bottle for a full puppers from one of his coveralls' deep pockets, opens each fresh beer, and then continues out of frame as the guys chug.
Did Rosie say why the rabbits are off limits?
Wayne growls low, annoyed he has to say what comes next.
She just likes bunnies.
That's it? She just likes bunnies?
Don't piss me off, Derry. Rosie doesn't like it when people hurt bunnies.
Oh, the things we'll do for love.
Almost in unison, the three streams of piss resume.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Wayne, Daryl, and Dan stop singing.
To be fair, Miss Rosie kinda has a point.
How do you figure?
Takes movies, for example. Anytime a hero's out in the wilds and the filmmakers wants to show us a hardcore hero as he is, they have him survive by catching a rabbit, skinning it, and eating it.
So
why is it always a poor little bunny rabbits? Anytime a movie needs to show danger in the wild, they hurts a bunny. Enough's already!
He's right. It's kind of cliche.
Is that what it is? Okay, Derry. Derry, okay. What's the alternative?
Heroes could make... Oh, I'm sorry. Heroes could make slings from their underwear and hunt birds. Plenty of birds in the woods, and they're harder to hit than bunnies.
Or how's about fishing, Wayne? Why not have a hero who shows how smart they are by making the fishing rods out of a stick and boot strings and finding live baits and catching nice brook trouts?
I'd respect that.
Rightly so.
If you want to go totally badass, have the hero catch a snake before it bites him. Let him break its neck with its bare hands, and then cut him eating its meat and wearing its skin for a belt.
Much cooler than hurting the bunnies.
Shift!
The three pals shuffle left out of frame. Scene 3. Exterior. Wayne and Katie's barn. Day. Wayne holds a lop-eared rabbit and speaks directly to camera.
Don't hurt bunnies. Please and thank you.
Scene 4. Opening credits.
I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a sick dog. And a new role.
Scene 5. Interior. Wayne and Katie's house. Dining room. Day. Wayne, Rosie, Katie, and Alex sit on two sides of the dining table. Ron and Dax sit catty corner, facing the two couples. Planning stuff is spread across the table.
The only thing better than planning a last-second wedding with no budget?
Is planning a last-second double wedding with no budget.
We're both getting married. Might as well knock them both out at the same time.
That's efficient.
If you can be one thing, you should be efficient.
I'd say be rich, but you do you.
TikTok.
Get this rig rolling, boys.
Ron and Dax share an anxious look.
Bad news first.
Alex wants Gail to be their best mate, but Gail can't be at the wedding party and manage catering.
Alex holds Katie's hand on top of the table.
I would do it, but I have more pressing duties.
Correct. So either we need someone else to set up the buffet, or you need a different best mate.
We'll talk with Gail.
Good enough.
Good stuff. Speaking of which, the good news.
We've got a venue, a DJ, and an official.
Don't tell me.
The Egg Hall, Saturday night, with Stuart as DJ and Glenn as preacher.
Oh, bother.
Beggars can't be choosers, big brother.
Wayne growls, but knows he has to let this go.
Fine. Just as long as Stuart doesn't go calling himself.
Tukak Shakur, sorry. It's in his contract.
Fuck every duck.
Sorry. God damn it. Why do you do this to us, Dave? Wait. You can bitch about our choice of DJ once you make up your mind about your best man.
Katie looks at Wayne, appalled.
You still haven't decided?
It's not an easy choice, Katie. How am I supposed to choose between Dan and Derry?
A foot race?
Full contact chess?
Fight for it?
Sorry. Make him wrestle in mud.
Wouldn't that be a bit gay?
Are you kidding? Hell yes.
It'd be super fucking gay. Straight up the ass.
What are we even doing here?
Okay. I'll get it sorted. Are we done?
Not quite.
Bad gas travels fast in a small town.
Word is, DJs from Upcountry plans to crash your reception.
And they're bringing backup.
They're coming land, sea, and air, are they?
If half of what we've heard is true, this will get ugly.
How ugly?
German scheisse porn ugly.
Pregnant kickboxing ugly.
American politics ugly.
That's majorly ugly.
That's what we're saying.
We should get some security for the reception.
Hard no.
Are you crazy?
We don't fight at weddings, especially not our own.
But D-Gens will.
You two make the wedding happen. Let me worry about the D-Gens.
Are you sure? This might be the time to consider an alternative.
Rosie leans in, keenly focused.
What alternative?
You and Wayne could elope.
Over your dead bodies.
Don't you mean over your dead bodies?
You heard me.
Ron and Dax lean back from the table, duly warned.
Texas size 10-4.
Scene 6. Exterior. Modine's. Day. Establishing. Scene 7. Interior. Modine's. Day. Gail, behind the bar. Katie and Alex sit at the bar.
This is some bullshit.
It really isn't.
Can't be in two places at once, Gaylor.
Half the cooking's done already.
And we'll get the rest done. But we need someone else to set it up.
I don't have anyone else.
How hard is it to set up a buffet?
What are you thinking, Sherry?
Can Alexander do it?
That boy can barely hose down the shitter without getting a mouthful.
He's not that dim.
At least once a week, I have to remind him to wear gloves when scrubbing the toilets.
Can confirm.
But he can't follow directions, right?
He couldn't pour piss out of a boot if you told him that it had a C note stuck to the heel.
For fuck's sakes. He can count, can't he?
20 if he's barefoot. 6 when he's wearing boots and mittens. +1 if he's rocking a semi.
Okay. Prep the food in serving trays and number the lids. Give him a map showing where each one goes.
There's an easier fix.
Which is?
Elope.
Over your dead body.
Over your dead body.
Over and out.
Scene 6. Interior. Skids' basement. Day. Stuart and Rold stand, arms folded, and watch Ron and Dax sort through Stuart's collection of vinyl and discard the majority of it, one disc at a time.
Hungarian neo-trance funk? Dax? Renee, you're muted.
Renee, where do you go?
I think we lost him.
Okay. I can be Dax.
Well, he did say Lobo was sick, so...
All right, so Al, you want to take over?
Oh,
no,
there he is.
Sorry, so sorry.
We're at page 11, top of scene 8.
One job.
So sorry. Elo, fuck no, or am I Dax?
Right,
Sorry.
All right, so I'll read you in.
Got you. No.
Sorry.
No. Hardcore Tunisian EDM.
Yet. Argentinian tribal dubstep.
Fuck no. Javanese pirate metal.
Not even at gunpoint. Mongolian spoken word folktronics.
Kill Me First. Belgian reggae. Tokyo Underground Witch House. Johannesburg Lorkes Vaporwave.
No. Fuck no. And absolutely not.
Rold turns a terrified look at Stuart.
Stuart!
Relax, Rold.
But Stuart!
Stuart hushes Rold with a hiss and a throat slash gesture.
Yeah.
Our global eclecticism isn't for everyone, Rold. We should pity these genre-limited Philistines.
And what about?
It's clear Rold doesn't want to finish that sentence.
Ah, yes, the requests. We can let our critics dispose of those.
Ron and Dax pause their purge of Stuart's vinyl.
Yes.
Before we set the playlist in stone, we have 2 advance requests.
Shoot.
With a look, Stuart cues Rold. Trace, you're on mute, bae.
McMurray wants us to play the chicken dance, and Jim
Dickens
wants us to play the boot scoot and boogie.
Dax and Ron share a look, shrug in unison, then reply.
Done.
Stuart scowls at yet another insult to his taste. Ron and Dax go back to purging his vinyl collection.
Danish hyperplug rap metal.
Why do you hate my freedom? Albanian synth grunge?
Ugh. I'd rather hear a yak ass raping a bagpipe.
Hey!
Rold steps forward, shaking with rage, finger pointing.
If you're going to throw out core sounds like ASG, you might as well throw out electronica, house, grind, and queer punk. Have you no taste, no style, no heart?
Sure we do, Rold. But we've also seen Stuart screw more pooches than a Doberman gacked on Viagra.
Oh, dear.
Rold! They're right. In the past, I have selfishly indulged my own obscure musical predilections, often to the detriment of events I was engaged to entertain. Gentlemen, you have my solemn word that shan't happen here. My only musical remit will be to provide the experience that Katie desires. I owe her at least that much.
Stuart's heartfelt pledge moves Rold to tears.
Stuart.
Rold moves to hug Stuart, who holds him at bay by using the force. Ron and Dax put aside the box of vinyl, stand, and take turns shaking Stuart's hand. Dax.
I'm sorry. Shall I? Thank you, Stuart.
Any chance you could lose the two-cock banner?
Never.
Had to try.
Scene 9. Exterior. Wayne and Katie's house. Back porch. Day. Wayne stands, leans on the railing. Daryl and Squirrely Dan sit in chairs facing Wayne.
And here's a scoop, and I'm going to tell you, I've given this a lot of thought, good buddies. I think you both know how I feel about you, but I can only have one best man.
Have you made a choice?
Not yet. My first thought was to make you fight for it.
Dan and Daryl swap anxious glances, then look back at Wayne.
But Rosie doesn't want any fat lips or shiners in our wedding pictures, so that's out.
Dan and Daryl both heave sighs of relief.
I could make you arm wrestle.
But my tendonitis.
I could make you race for it.
But Wayne's my trick sneeze.
Instead, I'll just ask you to tell me in your own words why I should pick you to be my best man. Derry?
Seniority? You and me were pals before you knew Dan.
Okay. Dan?
Unlike Derry, let's go digging in my ass, then sniffs my finger during the wedding vows.
You both make good points. Time for the tiebreaker, Super Chiefs.
I'm ready.
Let her rip, good buddy. You fucking dick.
Cage match. Which word wins? Bride or groom?
I'd have to go with brides.
Only because we're standing in bright daylight. Sorry. Nope, sorry. No, I'd say groom.
Okay, Dan, defend.
Brides too, because the future so bright, I gotta wear shades.
Only because we're standing in bright daylight.
Now, Derry, looks on the bride side. A rising bride lifts all boats.
Now who sounds like a bride in the wool optimist?
At least I'm not the boy who bride wolf.
That doesn't make you one of the best and brightest.
Never said I was. I'm just biding my time.
Until what? The turning of the bride?
Time and bride waits for no one, good buddies.
And bridal hands are the devil's tools. I get it.
Do you? Or are you just going along for the bride?
What if it's a magic carpet's bride?
If you think it's a carpet you're flying on, I'd say you're briding the dragon.
Maybe I've just got tickets to bride.
You go to New York City, give my regards to Brideway.
And while you're riding with Joe Bryden, go get some advice from Dunn and Bryden Street.
Maybe I'll catch a shows by the Black Bride Peas on the Upper East Bride and then goes for a drives on the West Bride Highway.
I bet you'll see where they filmed West Bride Story.
And Bride Lights Big City.
I've always been partial to Brighton Beach memoirs myself.
A true cinephile would take the Eyes Bride Shut tour.
I'd rather push a shovel behind a line of Budweiser Bridedales.
Bridesdales.
Bridesdales.
Sorry.
Like Clydesdales?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to roll with the punches here.
It's okay.
Again,
Renee is clearly not a horse girl.
seriously. Are we rolling? Are we going?
Yes.
Or volunteers as a tacklings dummies for the Alabama Crimson Bride.
Sorry, no. Throw me off. Are you happy?
Rough gig.
Well, page her phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and 17 middle, rough gig. Assuming you've got the right version of the script.
I'd assume so.
That's the scene we're in.
Renee's a little too high.
I am not. Fuck off. I mean,
To be fair to Renee,
I
you
could say
could
rough
get
gig. Is that what we're
Derry
doing? Rough gig. Why not be a fucking bride receiver?
Rosie would tell you to stay inside and read Bride and Prejudice.
What if I watch a return of Friday Night Lights?
Have some class, Derry. Get a Blu-ray and watch His Gal Friday.
I'd rather watch Sergeant Joe Friday on Dragnet.
Here's spare parts, bud. If you need me, I'll be watching Bride World of Sports and American Bridal.
Have you all seen my headphones? I've got a sudden urge to listen to Pink Floyd's Dark Bride of the Moons.
I ain't seen your ear goggles, good buddy. But I've got Billy Bridle's White Wedding on my phone.
I can play the bass line from the Doors' Briders in the Storm.
Can you really?
No.
That's fine. I'm the Big Lebowski. The dude of brides.
If you're the dude, I'm the pale brider.
Thank God it's Friday. Derry, groom, defend.
Defend? What do I look like? The groom berets?
You look more like the Lords of the Rings' Orlando groom after his face gets stomped by the Grooms Bay Packers.
That's how you want to play this, Dan? Okay. Let's talk about the elephant in the groom. Your breath smells like my boots after I finished tending the mushrooms. You're a groom-ass man. Try acting like it.
Bring, bring. Hello? Oh, it's Alexander Grooms Bell, inventor of the telephones. He's calling to tell me he doesn't give a fuck.
Hey, both of yous, take about 20% off there.
God damn it. Fuck you, Dave.
Take about 20% off there. You've got the Groomsday clock at 10 seconds to midnight.
Sorry, good buddy. Didn't mean to call all doom and gloom.
Or all grooms and gloom.
No one likes a groomy Gus.
Let's put on a movie. Anyone up for Groom Patrol?
I still haven't forgiven you for making us watch Groom Lantern.
I wouldn't mind a fresh look at Angelina Jolie and Lara Croft. Groom Raider. You!
Or Mary Louise Parker's in Frack Groom Tomatoes. You!
If we're watching chick flicks, Dan, why not just go straight for Anna Groom Gables?
Which one? The feature films, made for TV's movies, or the miniseries?
Who fucking cares? None of them are Indiana Jones and the Temple of Groom, are they?
Sorry. I'm trying to look at the new updated menu.
Top of page 20.
Throw me the bridle. I'll throw you the whip.
Don't piss me off, Derry. That was Raiders, and we're already done with Bride. Figure it out.
Oh, bother.
We can send a man from Earth to the groom, but we still can't make you any less awkward, bud.
I'm getting peckish. Who's up for some groom eggs and hams?
Did you know the beans are technically legumes?
Everyone knows that, Daryl. The secret is that Soylent Groom is people.
Spoilers. I had that in my queue for this weekend. I should send you to your groom without supper.
You can try. I'll just order groom service.
From where, Dan? The Russian tea groom?
Who's running this outfit, Waynes? The Groom Reaper?
Life is unfair, big shoots. From womb to groom, and from groom to womb to tomb.
As long as we're being mean, your deck is filthy. You really ought to get yourselves a Groomba.
That happens on the honey groom.
Yes.
The honey
Why
groom.
waste money on a Groomba when new groom sweeps clean?
Point to Derry. Groom goes the dynamite.
Well, ta-ra-ra, Groom DA.
Wayne ponders. He lights a dart.
Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay.
Daryl and Squirrely Dan light up darts.
Take your time, buddy.
All at once, Wayne decides and faces the guys.
Derry's right. Seniority is tradition, and you don't fuck with tradition.
Wayne shakes Daryl's hand, then Dan's.
Thanks, good buddies.
Daryl is overjoyed. Dan is crushed, but he hides it well. Scene 10. Exterior. The Res. Lakeside. Night. A bonfire. Wayne, Rosie, Katie, Alex, and Tanis stand around the blaze, drink puppers and gussin brew, and smoke darts. Tanis nudges Wayne.
Tomorrow's the big day, Boo. Nervous?
Nope.
Still can't believe it came together so fast. Big bang boom.
Not all of it.
What's this?
Nothing.
DJs are planning to raise a ruckus at the reception.
Why would they be that stupid?
Because there's a lot of them, and they think they can get away with it.
And I ask again, why would they be that stupid?
Because they think we don't fight at weddings. Because they know we don't fight at weddings.
You might not, but DJs do.
At the reception, sure. But even DJs won't fight in a church, will they?
Not likely.
They call it the Highlander rule.
So the ceremony is safe.
Which leaves the reception. Any chance of sending a welcome wagon to greet the DJs?
All our best scrappers will be at the wedding.
Leaving the DJs free to set up an ambush.
You said there's a lot of them. How many is a lot?
We hear 24. Every ass Wayne's kicked in the last 8 years is looking for payback.
Victim of your own success, Boo.
Wayne looks away and growls at his predicament.
Yous are missing the big picture. You've made lots of enemies, but you've also made lots of friends.
She has a point, big brother.
Don't yous worry about no DJs. I have this sorted.
You sure, Tanis?
It's nothing. DJs are all chickens.
Can confirm. McNuggets, every last one of them.
Turds of a feather.
Free range peckers.
All squawk, no cock.
They ought to quit beaking and turn tail before we cluck them up.
An excellent observation.
Wayne shakes his head at the swift breakdown in pun quality.
Too much fun.
Scene 11.
Okay,
Exterior.
Can you time out for a second? David, I know you're saying Tanya's on the wrong script. She's on a printed copy of the same one we use on Sunday.
Nope, we've updated.
Yeah.
I got it. So how much did you change of hers though? Like
the wedding speech has changed.
Okay.
I updated it to match her speech cadences.
Okay. So she'll read the speech off because I think I'm using the right one. She's going off a print off. I'm going off the screen.
Yeah, we're on the version that's dated 7/24. I sent the link in the chat.
So she'll continue with the printout and just switch to the screen when it comes to the wedding speech, if that's the only thing different from hers.
I think so, but it's hard to say. There are little changes throughout. It's easier if everybody's on the same script.
Yeah. Okay.
Just highlight me.
All right. I can't highlight. That's the thing, though. It's a PDF.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
I'll point.
You can't highlight the PDF.
That's where I started stumbling on that last scene. Was where I was like trying to go from what I had on my phone to when you updated.
In PDF, you can highlight using Control Command 8.
Yeah, but I don't have time right now to bring them in. So for the speech, she'll switch the screen. But for now, she can. Yeah. Sorry. Go on, guys.
Okay. Scene 11. Exterior. Ice rink parking lot. Night. Trucks and cars circled like wagons. Drunken tailgate party in progress. The guest list is the Legion of Dumb. Degens, Alistair Orson Westwood Yates. Radass, Jivin' fucking Pete. Sled Ted, Soupy Campbell, and Spider Creelmance, Rip Schneef. From Quebec, Jean-Claude and 7 blue-plaid mafia smoke darts. From the U.S., Dirks, his cousin, the Juicehead, and 5 Michigan Dutch gym rats. Preen. Dandy fuck Troy Dahmer trades boasts with BMW worshipping Sidiots Dirk, Bo, and Alfie. Crew cut loser Hard Right J slam dances all by himself. Scene 14. A silhouetted figure climbs into a truck's open flatbed and waits, arms upraised for the gathering throng to notice. No one cares. Scene 13. A new angle to reveal The scorned would-be Mussolini is long absent Skid Devin. With each passing moment, he gets angrier at being ignored. Wayne's ex-girlfriend, Angie, joins Devin on the flatbed. She fires off a shrill whistle, and the music volume drops. The Legion of Dumb falls silent and faces Angie and Devin.
We've all got a baker's dozen reasons for having chapped ass because of Wayne.
Or rationales for rancor toward his sister Katie.
Quick close-ups as the assembled idiots air their grievances.
Wayne broke my arm. That was hurtful. Very hurtful. Very hostile.
He and his friends cost me my Anik.
They ambushed me and my bros with a bunch of soldiers.
They made us bleed on the leather of our BMW Series 3.
They've kicked our asses more times than I can count.
So, more than twice?
Come over here and say that, Sally.
Eat me, meathead. These inbred hicks decimated the hard right in Ontario. What am I supposed to do with 50 fucking tiki torches?
Return to Angie and Devin.
Now, it's payback time.
We have the numbers, and thanks to Wayne and Katie's dual nuptials, we also have the advantage.
It's a point of pride with Hicks that they won't fight at weddings.
Which means there won't be anything they can do as we turn their little reception into hell on earth.
Why not disrupt the actual wedding?
Holy ground, you Nazi douche.
None of us will break that rule.
It's tradition.
And you don't fuck with tradition. Ergo, we will not trash the reception. We will trash the reception.
I was going to say, yeah, sounds better.
Yeah, we'll be watching the church, the ag hall, the res, Wayne and Katie's farm, and Modine's. And if they try to move the reception, we'll know.
Devin holds a bottle of puppers up high.
Drink up, my friends, because tomorrow we party in hell.
Perplexed silence. Angie aims a confused look at Devin.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, that was confusing.
Agreed. It was ambiguous. Very ambiguous. Very abstruse.
Are you saying we'll be in hell?
That sounds like a shitty party.
Hang on, are you using hell as a metaphor for the mess we'll make of the reception?
Flustered, Devin climbs down from the truck and storms off.
Why must everyone always be so fucking literal?
The Degens watch Devin exit, and then they all look to Angie.
Drink them if you got them, bitches.
A cheer of rowdy celebration fills the
Whoop, whoop.
Whoopity whoop 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 whoop.
Woot.
Scene 14, exterior, church, day. Establishing, late afternoon, golden hour light. A few late arriving guests make their way inside. Scene 15, interior, church, day. Packed house. Familiar faces in the congregation. Ron, Dax, Tanis, Tyson, Joint Boy, Coach, Riley, Jonesy, Stewart, Rold, Darian, Connor, McMurray, Mrs. McMurray, Emma, Doc, Mia Sophia, Avi Goldstein, Jim Dickens, Shorzy, wearing a visored helmet with his suit, Margaret, Ellen, Scotty Wallace, Alley Cat, and, hiding under a veil, Marie Fred. Scene 16. On the altar. Glenn stands ready to officiate. Flanking him are Wayne and Alex. Wayne wears a classic blue tuxedo. Alex's long tail tux is a striking royal blue. Wayne leans in to speak confidentially to Glenn.
Now, Glenn, remember what I said.
Keep the God stuff to a minimum. Heard you the first time. And by the way, so did he.
Wayne growls. Glenn recoils, resumes his place.
Alex, is your best mate ready?
Mais entertainment?
Mice entertainment.
Yeah, just
Who ordered the mice entertainment?
Somebody else. Mice
Mice
entertainment.
Mice entertainment.
It has like some Victorian sideshow vibe.
And this is why we rehearse.
Yes.
It's a niche industry, but yeah.
Anyway.
Alex nods to someone off screen. Gail enters, scandalous in skin-tight leather. Takes her place next to Alex.
And Wayne, is your best man here?
He wouldn't miss it.
Wayne gives a short, sharp whistle. His dog Gus trots out in a bow tie, a ring box on his collar. Gus sits obediently at Wayne's side, facing the congregation. Glenn lowers his glasses to steal a peek at the dog.
Because of course you did.
Glenn pushes up his glasses and twirls his hand at the wrist.
Okay, folks, let's press play on this little rom-com.
Music plays as the wedding party enters, two at a time. Alex and Katie's party on the left, Wayne and Rosie's on the right. The first pair to make a halting, synchronized entrance. Squirrely Dan in his formal dress kilt, alongside male model Shep, in a tux and bow tie, but with no shirt. Squirrely Dan gets to the altar, sees Gus, and then asks Wayne,
You said you was picking your best man based on seniority.
I did.
But I knew you before you adopted Gus.
Yeah, but Gus is 84 in dog years, so, math.
Awkward Duo 2 approaches. Daryl in a rented tux next to male model Kingsley, also in a shirtless tux and tie. They part at the altar. Daryl looks at Gus, then at Dan.
Wayne said authority, seniority. I'm on it. Give me a second. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just 1 second. It goes a long way, I promise. Wayne said seniority. What gives?
Dog years.
Daryl considers that, and then he nods.
Makes sense.
Pair 3. Rosie's man of honor, Bradley, and Katie's maid of honor, Bonnie McMurray. Bonnie looks very happy about this.
Hey.
The processional music fades down. Then, at the back of the church, from behind some paper screens. Scene 17. The brides appear. Rosie in a simple, tasteful, but still breathtaking dress. Katie in a white mini dress, stockings, spike heels, and veil. As the brides link arms to walk each other down the aisle on the altar, Glenn starts to play his didgeridoo. Wayne rips the didgeridoo from Glenn's hands. Stunned silence, and the brides halt and stare in shock as Wayne breaks Glenn's didgeridoo over his knee. Wayne hands the broken instrument back to Glenn.
Sorry.
Glenn regards his shattered instrument.
I don't suppose we have a plan B?
In the pews, Stuart taps at his smartphone. He shoots a crooked, conspiratorial smile at Rold as he confides.
Serendipitously, I always come prepared with music for any occasion. And even more fortuitously, Glenn never set a password for the church's Wi-Fi.
Scared.
Lovely music plays over the church's speaker system. Most of the guests don't know how it happened, but Katie knows. She thanks Stuart with a smile. He smiles back, tips his hat. Scene 18. The brides. Katie and Rosie link arms and walk down the aisle together. Scene 19. At the altar. Katie and Rosie stop. Wayne is dismayed by Katie's ensemble.
Really, Katie?
What?
You call that a wedding dress? I've seen bow ties that cover more.
Alex leans in.
I like it.
Well, of course you like it. That's not the point. The point is a wedding dress should be more than a glorified negligee. Why do I have such a hard time?
Get off my dick. It has a veil.
Katie, a bride ought to be demure.
Not my forte.
Unfortunate.
Excuse me, but is this going to be a deal breaker?
Yes.
No.
Rosie gently puts herself between Wayne and Katie.
Wayne, tradition says a bride on her wedding day gets things the way she wants them. And you don't F with tradition. So for me, let her wear whatever she wants.
Wayne simmers, but then he relents. He offers Rosie his arm. They step together onto the altar.
How are you now?
Good, and you?
Not so bad.
Katie and Alex join Wayne and Rosie.
Katie, ready to get married?
I'd get married.
Alex?
I'd get married.
Rosie?
I'm surprised we're not getting married right now.
Both couples face Glenn.
Pitter patter, preacher.
Oh, now we're in a hurry. Okay, never mind the church is booked for Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in 20 minutes.
TikTok.
Glenn opens his book.
Fine. We'll just skip ahead, cut the fluff, lose the dead weight, trim the fat, cut to the chase, get right to the good stuff, and
I should have packed a...
Fairly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the weddings of two lovely couples, Katie and Alex, and Wayne and Rosie. Now, let's get this bit out of the way. If there's anyone here who knows of any reason why either of these couples should not be wed, speak now.
Je proteste! I object!
In the congregation, Marie Fred stands, pulls off her veil.
We all saw this coming, right?
Wayne, I still love you. I know what I did was wrong, but...
Coach puts an arm around Marie Fred's shoulders.
That's enough, sweetheart.
Coach gently ushers Marie Fred away.
But I have to tell...
You've said too much already.
Coach leads a desperate Marie Fred out of the church.
Please, if I could just explain.
The less you say now, the less you'll have to apologize for later.
This is so fucking embarrassing.
I know the feeling.
Coach and Marie Fred exit. Everyone looks back at Glenn and at the couples on the altar.
Okay, let's just Reader's Digest the rest of this, shall we?
Glenn faces Alex and Katie.
Katie, now that your worlds have collided, do you promise Alex nothing will ever tear you apart?
I do.
Alex, do you want to stop the world and melt with little Miss Katie here?
I do.
Spectacular.
Daryl tries to discreetly scratch his ass and sniff his finger, but Squirrely Dan sees it and shakes his head.
Wayne, do you promise to be Rosie's very own Rickroll?
Come again?
Do you promise you're never going to give her up?
Sure.
And Rosie, do you promise Wayne you'll be his REO Speedwagon?
And keep on loving you? I do.
Good. Y'all got rings?
Gail pulls a ring box from her bra, hands it to Alex. Wayne whistles for Gus, who steps forward to let him recover the ring box from Gus's collar. Wayne pets Gus.
Such a good boy.
Alex and Katie, and Wayne and Rosie, put on wedding rings.
Congrats, y'all. Now, Marvaloo, y'all are married. Now kiss.
The two couples kiss. The congregation applauds.
Congrats, y'all. Now everyone scoot. I don't have coffee and donuts ready before the boozers get here. There'll be hell to pay.
Music plays for the recessional. Wayne and Rosie lead the wedding parties off the altar and down the aisle toward the exit as the guests applaud again. From the altar, Glenn calls out over the music.
Consummate your marriages as soon as possible. Oh, Glenn, look who you're talking to. They're lucky they left the church first.
Scene 20. Exterior. Church. Night. Just after dusk, the wedding party exits and piles into a huge party bus. Other guests pour out of the church. Scene 21. Across the street. Devin sits in a parked car and spies on the wedding using binoculars. He taps his earbuds. We hear a call ringing. Angie answers the call. We hear her voice over the phone.
What's the word?
Angie, it's Devin.
I know, dipshit. I have caller ID, just like everyone else on Earth.
Intercut with Scene 22. Exterior. Street. Night. Continuous. Intercut. Angie sits in a parked pickup truck, spies on Wayne and Katie's house through her own binoculars.
What's happening at the church?
Scene 23. Devin's binocular POV of the church. Devin struggles to track everyone's movements.
Looks like they're heading to the reception.
Well, Alistair says everything's quiet on the res, and Troy says Modine's is closed and dark.
What about the ag hall?
It was decorated like a hooker's quinceanera and has a sign saying closed for a private party.
Perfect. Wayne's overconfidence will be their collective undoing.
Give them 10 minutes to make sure they aren't pulling the old switcheroo, then meet us at the ag hall.
Scene 24. Interior, exterior. Party bus, moving, night. Raucous music. The wedding parties dance, laugh, pound shots of Gus and Brew, drink puppers, and smoke darts. The bus rolls down quiet country roads, trailing music. Scene 25. Exterior. Ag hall. Night. Behind the building, the Legion of Dumb is here. Alistair breaks the back door's lock with a crowbar.
We're in.
God, I love the Legion of
Alistair...
Dumb. I'm just going to say that. It's such a good fucking phrase. I love it. I'm sorry. Throw that out there.
Alistair opens the door and leads the others inside. Scene 26. Interior. Ag hall. Night. The Legion of Dumb skulks into the main hall from the back entrances. They look around at the garish decorations. Banners. Congrats, Alex and Katie. And congrats, Wayne and Rosie. Along one wall, a line of buffet tables is packed with foil-covered trays perched above unlit sterno candles. At the back of the room is a vacant DJ station. At the opposite end of the huge space is a small, portable bar. Angie looks around and cracks an evil smile.
Yahtzee.
That's Devin's cue. He shouts to the others.
You heard the lady. Let's make this the worst day of Wayne and Katie's lives.
Jean-Claude cracks his knuckles.
About fucking time.
Scene 27. Exterior. Ag hall. Night. The party bus pulls up outside of the front door, sweeping its headlight beams over the front of the building as it arrives. It still thumps with the party music from earlier. Scene 28. Interior. Ag hall. Night. Continuous. The D-Gens freeze at the sight and sound of the party bus.
They're here!
Spread out!
The D-Gens fan out. Angie moves behind the bar. The clicks and clacks of the front doors being unlocked. Indistinct voices from outside. Angie picks up a bottle of Gus and Brew, only to notice...
The fuck? It's empty.
She paused through the assorted bottles to find.
They're all empty.
At a nearby table, Devin lifts his tray lids to discover...
So are the food trays.
From the DJ stand, Troy Dahmer observes...
This DJ setup is junk. I mean, literal junk.
Ironically, it's Hard Right J who sees what all this means.
Oh, no.
Scene 29, at the front entrance. Unexpected guests stride in slow-mo into the Ag Hall. Leading the way are Les X from Quebec, Jean-Guy, Jean-Carl, and Jean-Pierre. Backing them up in Stars and Stripes t-shirts are Wayne and Katie's American cousin, Jake, and his U.S. Army buddies, Johnny and Maddie. Joining them in Maple Leaf t-shirts are their Canadian military pals, Blake, Shawnee, and Patty. Last in through the front door are Boots and Ginger, natives Axe and Slash, and Shamrockettes Marianne and Betty Ann.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Who the fuck are these guys?
I knew that.
Which one of you is Sled Ted?
I don't know where the echo comes from, but we're the U.S. military.
And the Canadian Armed Forces.
Je suis Jean-Guy, Jean-Carl, Jean-Pierre.
The ginger opens his mouth to speak and is cut off.
Save it, ostrich fuckers. We all know who you are.
Axe and Slash puff up.
And we know you, asshole.
Who's Slash?
I made a necklace of your teeth the last time we beat your ass.
Angie hugs the wall and slinks away until she's called out.
Stop right there, slut.
Where do you think you're going?
Word is you roused this rabble.
That's worth at least one hard kick in the Twiffer, right, Marianne?
Maybe two, Betty Ann.
Hard Right J swaggers forward, his arrogance renewed.
Tough talk, SJWs. The next time, do some remedial math. By my count, we outnumber you 2-1.
The 6 soldiers feign confusion in surprise.
That can't be right, can it, Jaker?
Let's do a head count, Blaker. How many hostiles do you see, Johnny?
28.
And how many of us, Maddie?
15.
Huh. That's not good, is it, Blaker?
Shawnee, does it make sense for us to walk into a room where we know we'll be ambushed and outnumbered?
No, it does not.
Patty, how are we taught to handle close quarters combat?
Distract, divide, and dispatch.
Which is why our reinforcements came in through the back door, just like you degens did.
Jake nods at the back of the room. The degens turn to see. Scene 30. A battle line of hockey players staring back at them. Taped wrists, angry faces, war paint. Representing the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs, Dolo, Hitch, Goody, Fish, Michaels, and the 3 Jims. Representing the former Letterkenny Irish, Barts, Yorkie, Schultze, Fiske, and Boomtown.
Shorzy nous avons ye.
Time to do some damage, boys.
You ready, Jim?
Yes.
Jim?
Yeah.
Jim?
Sure, I could fuck up a few degens.
Let's fill them in.
Settle down.
Jake smirks at Hard Right J.
28-28. How does my math look now, you fucking Nazi dickhead?
The ex-Irish grin like demons at the degens.
What, a 10-ply brigade? I've seen tougher skins on pudding, you little bitches. Yorkie?
You plugs are softer than an all-dressed chip floating in a toilet. Schultze.
Cotton Candy would put up more of a fight than you, pussies. Fiske.
You pylons are going down faster than a puck bunny who needs a ride home from an away game. Boomtown.
Boomtown quakes with volcanic rage.
Let's have a fucking tally, boys!
And with that, it's on. The biggest, fucking Donnybrook you've ever seen. Match cut 2. Scene 31. Exterior. Dick Farm. Night. Continuous. The Donnybrook in the Ag Hall is projected in high def onto the whitewashed side of a barn. The assembled guests of the double wedding watch the fight with cheers and laughter, except Noah Dick and Anita Dick, who appear uncomfortable with the display of violence. Tanis runs the show from her iPad. She stands with Emma, Wayne, and Katie while changing the show's camera views.
Live from the Ag Hall, the beatdown of the century. How's this for a wedding gift, boo?
Just what I always wanted.
How are you getting such great angles?
Bro Dude Energy wired the Ag Hall with cameras and mics.
In exchange for exclusive media rights, of course.
Of course.
Well done, Tanis.
Scene 34, projected onto the barn, the Donnybrook, in full swing. People are thrown over tables. Empty liquor bottles are smashed over D-Gens' heads. Sucker punches fly. All while Tanis switches between camera angles. Match cut 2. Scene 33, interior, Ag Hall, night, continuous. Angie dodges through the chaos and runs for the front door. She is blocked by Betty Ann.
No way out, skank.
Angie flees from Betty Ann, only to slam into Marianne. Marianne hoofs Angie right in the Twiffer, and then she clocks Angie with a right hook that puts Angie down hard. Marianne and Betty Ann mark the moment with a low bones. Scene 34, exterior, Dick Farm, night. Projected onto the barn, the Donnybrook continues. On the grass beside the barn, guests sit at 6 big round tables. There is a large space for dancing. Long tables are loaded with the real buffet dinner. Guests take candid photos with disposable cameras. A bar and the DJ table are at one end of the dance area. Scene 35, the DJ table. Draped with the iconic two-cock banner, Stuart is decked out in his flashiest regalia. He speaks into his mic.
On behalf of Wayne and Rosie and Katie and Alex, welcome everyone. Let our revels commence.
Stuart spins up dance music. Shocker! It doesn't suck. Scene 36. Wayne and Rosie's table. Noah Dick and Anita Dick approach. Anita carries a pie.
Wayne?
Noah Dick.
Wayne stands and shakes Noah's hands.
Thank you again for letting us have our reception here on your farm.
After all the kind turns you've done us, Wayne, it was the least we could do.
Anita sets the pie on the table between Rosie and Wayne.
I baked this pie especially for the two of you. It has 3 kinds of apple, cinnamon, and brown sugar.
Sounds amazing.
I shouldn't boast, but every time you lick your lips for the rest of your life, you'll think of my pie.
Jesus Christ, David.
And it gets better.
I find that hard to believe.
Noah gives Wayne a block of something wrapped in cheesecloth.
Nothing kicks up the tang of my wife's pie like my dick jeans.
Wayne looks past Noah and Anita to catch the eye of Tanis, who sits at the next table. She gets up and hurries over.
You don't say.
I do say once. I know it must sound like vanity, but I love the salt of my slow-aged dick cheese mixed with the tangy sweetness of my wife's warm, sticky pie.
Tanis cuts in.
Noah, just the man I've been looking for.
Anita, defensive, pushes herself between Tanis and Noah.
Why are you looking for my dick?
Back up, little huss on the prairie. This is business.
Still suspicious, Anita eases off a bit.
We're listening.
Noah, Wayne and his friends can't stop raving about your dick meat.
And you come for a mouthful.
Letting that go, can you fill your special sausage with venison?
I'm sure I could once.
On the res, we get the freshest bow-hunted venison you'll ever eat.
That sounds strange to me, Noah.
Have faith, mine wife. A little strange never hurt anyone.
Mrs.
That's what
McMurray
I-
lurches past, G&T in hand, slurring drunk.
That's what I always say.
Tennis puts her arm across Miller's shoulders, leads him away.
Let's talk numbers now. Awesome.
Oh, hold on. My internet connection dropped just a second.
Oh no!
All right. Scene 37.
Wait.
At
Wait,
Katie and
wait.
Alex.
Anita?
We
Oh,
lost.
yeah.
Anita hurries away.
Okay. Anita hurries away, hot on the heels of Tanis and Noah. Rosie confides to Wayne.
We owe Tanis big time.
That's a Texas size 10-4.
Scene
Here's where
37.
Tanya's going to need to read off the screen.
Gotcha.
Scene 37. At Katie and Alex's table. Katie stands, clinks her glass for attention. Stuart fades down the music, cues the guests to listen to Katie. Rolled hurries a wireless microphone into Katie's hand.
You all know I'm not big on speeches, so I'll keep this short and sweet. For as long as I can remember, it's just been me and Wayne against the world. We were all each other had. And then he found Rosie. Like many great romances, theirs hit some bumps, some bigger than others. But just like a compass always finds north, Wayne and Rosie always found each other. And I'm going to share a secret. For a long time, I envied what they have. And I was starting to think I'd never find it for myself. Then I met Alex.
Katie faces Alex.
And the moment I saw Alex, I knew they were in love. They were the love I've been looking for my whole life. To Wayne and Rosie, my compass, and to Alex, my North Star.
Alex and Katie and Wayne and Rosie kiss to their guests' applause. Katie returns the wireless microphone to Rold, then she sits. Scene 38. Wayne and Rosie's table. Rold hands Wayne the mic. Rosie nudges Wayne to give his toast. He stands. The guests go silent. Wayne gets more choked up and his voice pitches higher the longer he talks.
Well, you all know I like talking even less than Katie does. So, Katie, you and I have looked out for each other near all our lives, and I never wanted, and all I ever wanted for you is to be safe and happy. I see Alex makes you smile, and that makes me happy. Rosie, on a scale of 1 to the Leafs winning the cup, well, every day with you feels like winning a ship. And I promise to do all I can to keep that streak going the rest of our lives. To Katie and Alex and to Rosie, cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers.
Wayne hands the mic to Rold, who heads back towards Stuart. From another table, a spoon clinks on a glass. Rosie seeks out the source of the clinking and is horrified.
Oh no. McMurray.
Wayne turns in fear to look like he's watching a car crash. Scene 39, at table C. McMurray is standing, but only just barely. He staggers into Rold's way and wrestles the wireless microphone away from Rold. As McMurray speaks, it's clear he's fucking hammered.
As y'all know, Wayne is my best friend. Best in the world, even better than my buds down in Dominican. So, makes sense he'd marry a great gal like Rosie. Her skin's like caramel. You just want to dip your dunkaroo in it. And her thigh gap is fucking to die for.
Wayne's furious glare says McMurray may die for this speech.
Now, I do find it suspicious that she's always reading. You ask me how she's up to something. Keep an eye on her. I know I will.
Wrap it up, sweetie.
I'm just getting started, darling.
Squirrely Dan and Daryl eye McMurray and grumble in unison.
You whispered.
Renee, did you forget something,
That
buddy?
was very quiet.
You're muted, Renee.
1, 2, 3.
That's what I always say.
I'm not a 2-pump chump, it's 3.
Rolling. Let's keep this
Love you,
rolling.
baby.
We're talking about McMurray.
Anyway,
McMurray, you piece of shit.
McMurray's a
McMurray,
piece of
piece of shit.
McMurray's a piece of shit.
now, let's hear it for our other happy couple. Now, I'm not sure if Alex is a tab or a slot, if he knows what I'm saying, but that's okay. I mean, not for me. Alex, I'm sure you're great. You're great. 3 holes or 2, I ain't one of you. We just can have a beer. That's all.
McMurray pauses as he sees Katie's furious stare. He grins.
Now, don't give me that look, Miss Katie. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you and Alex. I'm saying it makes perfect sense. You go for one of them non-binaries since you've always been Letterkenny's best switch hitter. Bet y'all didn't know this. Katie hooked up with my wife in the Ag Hall Women's Closet on St. Patty's Day 8 years ago. No secrets between
points at
spouses.
Mrs. M.
Right, baby?
Mrs. McMurray, appalled, hides her face in her hands. At a different table, Katie also is face in hands.
Now, Mrs. M told me Katie big leagued her, finger banged her brains out, but Katie's fingers were nothing compared to her tongue.
Mrs. M backhands McMurray in his balls. He doubles over and groans. Stewart restarts the music. Rold takes the mic from McMurray, and Mrs. M eases McMurray into his chair. Her voice shakes with rage as she whispers in his ear.
Stop talking.
Scene 40, across the table. Riley and Jonesy. Watch with sympathetic embarrassment as Mrs. McMurray reacts to McMurray's drunken blathering.
Don't feel too bad, Miss Mack.
Yeah, people always do dumb things at weddings.
Mrs. M shoots the guys a look. You're not helping.
I mean, by tomorrow, no one's even going to remember a word he said.
Really? So by tomorrow, the 2 of yous are gonna forget what he said about me and Kate?
Well, no. That image is going to stick for a while.
A long while, buddy.
Another
for
glare
life, buddy.
from Mrs. M. Really not helping.
You know what might help? If we tell Mrs. Mack one of our secrets.
Which one?
You know the one.
You sure, buddy? That's a bad one.
Now they have Mrs. M's attention.
I scrolled too far, sorry. What are you two's on about?
Desperate times, buddy.
Jonesy nods sagely at Riley. Then he faces Mrs. M.
Riley and I burned down the original Modines.
You what? Are you two serious?
Totally.
It was an accident.
We were drunk.
There's a fucking surprise.
Gail left her back door open.
Letting that one go.
And we had late night munchies.
We snuck in, grilled some sandos.
Next thing we know, the place is full of smoke.
So we made a run for it.
An hour later, Modine's was gone.
Wow, I always thought it was Tanis who torched it.
Mrs. M nudges the nearly unconscious McMurray and slurs.
You hear that, baby? And they have the nerve to call you a piece of shit.
Scene 41. Dick House. Back door. Daryl knocks rapidly on the door. Anita Dick opens it.
What is it, Daryl?
May I please come in and use your washroom?
You may not. Bad enough no let your friends debase our firm with your drunken English wedding. I won't have you fouling up my spotless poo hole. Shoo! Shoo!
She waves him back a step and closes the door in his face. Daryl shrugs and stumbles off the Dix's porch, mumbling.
Whatever. I piss outside as much as the dog does.
Scene 42 at Table A. Katie fumes. Alex and Bonnie try to console her. Gail, Jim Dickens, and Avi Goldstein, Bonnie's date, listen, concerned.
Sorry my brother's a piece of shit, but don't let him ruin your day.
This is all anyone's going to talk about for the next year.
No, they won't. This kind of thing happens at weddings all the time.
Really? You're not going to picture me fucking your sister-in-law every time you see me for the rest of your life?
I admit, that image is gonna stick.
For a long time.
Maybe for life.
Fuck.
Alex consoles Katie by leaning in close and stroking their hand on Katie's back. Katie leans back gratefully into Alex.
As I think we've long since established.
McMurray is a piece of shit.
Bonnie isn't done trying to make Katie feel better.
Katie, would it help if I told the table one of my deepest secrets? To take some of the weight off of you?
Worth a try.
Okay, here goes. Gail, I burned down Modine's too.
Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie McMurray.
Yeah, sure.
Nice. Gail absorbs that with a poker face, but Jim Dickens can't.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Bonnie, you've always been such a responsible, reliable employee to Gail. How could you be the agent of such a calamity?
Gail used to leave early and let me lock up after the place was clean. But sometimes I stayed late to make up new items for the menu. One night I was inventing French toast eggs Benedict when a grease fire started on the grill. I tried to put it out, but it spread too fast. I barely got out alive. Please believe me, Gail. It was an accident. I never said anything because I was ashamed it happened on my watch, and I didn't want you to fire me. Please don't fire me.
Relax. I knew it was you.
You did?
Of course I did. I'm not stupid, Bonnie.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because I had that place insured like Buckingham fucking Palace after Modine's 1 burned down, and I needed a fucking vacation.
So, me burning down Modine's 2 was a happy accident?
Don't push it.
Got it.
Does that mean you also know who burned down Modine's 1?
Gail sneaks a peek at Tanis.
Maybe.
Scene 43. In the bushes. Daryl finishes rocking a piss. Zips up. Heading back to the reception, he blunders into a couple fucking against a tree. Wide-eyed, mutual recognition as Daryl catches Coach and Mary Fred in flagrante, and Murray Fred realizes Daryl has seen her getting buggered by Coach.
Coach? What about Barb?
Who's Barb?
Daryl walks away and raises his eyebrows in amused respect.
Way to go, Coach.
Scene 44. At a table. Bradley entertains Joint Boy, Tyson, Maria Sophia, and Alley Cat.
Wayne is great. Gives us chocolate cake.
Classic Cosby. Do Chris Tucker.
What's wrong with you? What you screaming for? Every 5 minutes there's something, a bomb or something. Don't even.
Fifth Element.
The guys are wowed, but the gals trade confused looks.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
The guys look at each other and sadly shake their heads. Scene 45. Another table. Marianne and Betty Ann arrive late, still wound up from the Donnybrook, and take the seats next to Riley and Jonesy. The guys try to be friendly and welcoming.
Marianne,
Betty Ann,
way to kick ass at the Ag Hall.
that was a hoofing angel you'll never forget.
Well, if there's one thing Marianne excels at, it's smashing box until it cries for mercy.
Fuck you, David.
Betty Ann. The only box sadder than yours is the one Brad Pitt opens at the end of 7.
What's in the
Damn.
What's in the box?
That's funny, Marianne. Your mint has more crabs than a Red Lobster lunch special.
Riley and Jonesy trade disappointed looks.
I think it's going to be a long, dry night, buddy.
I think you're right, buddy.
Scene 46. Wayne and Rosie's table. Wayne, Rosie, Squirrely Dan, Ellen, Daryl, and Margaret, all grown up, since ain't no reason to get excited.
But how does
How
he
does
have
he have it?
seniority?
Dog ear.
Oh, of course.
Who's Ellen? Okay.
That's me.
Maggie, we've been hearing Derry talk about you for months now. How did you two meet?
Derry and I have known each other since before I went away to uni.
Wayne squints at Margaret.
You look familiar. Have we? I know you.
Margaret is a bit embarrassed. Daryl reassures her.
We knew he'd remember eventually.
You made me hold my hand to a flame.
Yeah, that was me, back during my Jesus freak phase. Sorry.
Phase, as in not anymore?
Can confirm. Going to school in Boston widened my perspective. Or, as you would say, I pulled my finger out of my ass.
It's for you.
Why'd you come back to Letterkenny?
To start a business.
What kind?
Margaret and Derry share a meaningful look.
Maggie and I are opening our first dairy market in town.
Everyone else at the table sits up in surprise.
You're leaving Thompson's Dairy?
I've been there pert near 10 fiscal years. Time to move on, I say.
Derry dickered a wholesale discount with Dickie himself to get us going.
What will you be selling at this fresh market, Derry?
Raw milk, buttermilk, fresh cream, artisanal cheeses.
Working a cheese shop all day, Big Shoots, and you'll be beaucoup funky by quitting time.
You mean compared to what I smell like now after a day on the farm?
Touche.
Dairy, what do you know about making cheese?
Derry and I signed up to learn cheese making this summer.
Right after we get married.
Did he just say?
Yes, he did.
Wayne stands. Daryl stands. Wayne shakes Daryl's hands.
Congratulations, good buddy. Congratulations, good buddy.
Sorry. Thanks, good buddy.
Everyone shoots expectant looks at Squirrely Dan and Ellen.
Don't say it. Don't even think it.
Don't test her. She will kill you.
Scene 47. The McMurray's table. Riley and Jonesy sulk while listening to their dates chirp.
If loose lips sink ships, Betty Ann, your mitt could have scuttled the D-Day landing.
Your best feature, Marianne, is that your carpet matches your drapes, both ugly as fuck.
Big talk, Betty Ann. When asked what wine goes with red snapper, you said, "It itches and burns."
From a table several meters away comes an interruption.
Having trouble keeping your dates on a leash, tit fuckers?
Riley, Jonesy, Marianne, and Betty Ann turn in unison towards Shorzy, who sits with his back to them, visored helmet on.
Fuck
Fuck
you,
you,
Shorzy.
Fuck all y'all. If I had known there was going to be a dog show, I would have brought your mums.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Fuck you, Riley. How does it feel being the sole subscriber to your mom's OnlyFans?
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Fuck you, Jonesy. Your mom ran out of apricot gentle exfoliating scrub, so she begged me to come on her face and then kick sand in it.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Fuck you, Marianne. I thought your breath was a crime against humanity until Trudeau ordered the army to weaponize your queefs.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Fuck you, Betty Ann. You think you're pale because you use SPF 200, but it's really because I filled your tube of banana boat with my spunk.
Fuck!
The hockey players all turn their backs on Shorzy.
Why the fuck was he even invited?
Noah Dick staggers up to the table, leans on Riley.
Know ye not of the family link between Shorzy and Wayne and Katie?
Have you been drinking?
Heaven forfend. I have limited myself to the fruit punch.
Which is like half Everclear.
Mrs. M pops up her head.
You're welcome, by the way.
Wait, Shorzy, Wayne, and Katie Cat are related?
Indeed. Shorzy is their first cousin once removed once.
How can he be their cousin?
Noah tries to drunkenly shush the guests at the table.
By way of their late Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Eddie?
Many years ago, Eddie dallied with a young Mennonite lass during her rumspringa and left her with child.
Slapping a clapper past a tindy.
Uncle Eddie working the 5-hole.
Wait, there's more once. Shamed, she was cast out to live among the English, but Eddie, scoundrel that he was, disowned the child, so she gave the boy up for adoption and changed her name to hide her sin.
No way.
Noah, Shorzy said he's never met his mother. Do you know her name?
Aye, Colleen Walker.
Mrs. M's eyes widen in shock. She grabs Noah's sleeve.
Did you say Colleen Walker?
I did once.
Colleen Walker is my mother. If my mother is also Shorzy's mother, then that means he's my...
Horror washes over Mrs. M's face.
Oh, but he and I have... Oh, God. No.
Mrs. M shakes McMurray awake.
Wake up. Wake up.
What is it, baby?
I need a cocksucking G&T right now.
Ms. McMurray gives Mrs. M his mostly full G&T. She guzzles it, slams down the empty glass.
Casey with the method.
Another!
McMurray scrambles into action, stumbling toward the bar.
One double G&T.
Make it 4, goddammit! Give your balls a tug, tit fuckers!
I love the Thor vibe on the another.
Another!
Scene 48.
Give me
High
4.
angle. The whole reception is in one shot. All the wedding guests face the same person. Close enough for government work.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post.
Better than the rest of them.
Yes.
We don't edit on podcasting.
I know.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
It'll work on the night. 49.
We'll do it live.
The DJ table. Stewart fades down the music at a segue to announce.
Treasured guests of Wayne, Katie, and their new spouses, please clear the floor to make way for their first dances as married people.
The guests applaud as Wayne and Rosie and Katie and Alex go out into the dance area. Stuart plays romantic music for their first dance.
Good job, Stuart.
Scene 50. Slow-mo reception montage.
Real slow-mo.
The blissful newlyweds dance. Rosie rests her head on Wayne's shoulder. Katie and Alex hold each other close. Tyson and Joint Boy laugh with Mia Sophia and Alley Cat. Riley and Jonesy do shots and double tap the glasses. Tanis and Emma join the newlyweds on the dance floor, and other couples follow. The McMurrays, Gail and Jim Dickens, and even a disheveled Coach and Marie Fred. Marianne and Betty Ann almost get into a fist fight, but Riley and Jonesy break it up and take the gals to dance. Wayne and Rosie and Alex and Katie enjoy wedding cake. More couples dance. Squirrely Dan and Ellen, Daryl and Maggie, Bonnie and Avi. Doc shows the prostate check whistle gesture to Glenn, raising Glenn's eyebrows. Glenn asks Doc to show it to him again. Darian, Connor, and Alexander vomit in some bushes. Scotty Wallace joins them, nods high, and pukes. Between Wayne and Rosie's chairs, their dogs cuddle and nuzzle. Scene 51. Slow-mo. Stuart. He sees all this from the DJ table. Observing everyone else's happiness, he's strangely serene. He's happy. A hand settles on Stuart's shoulder. Surprised, he turns and is face to face with his lost love, Gay. Without a word, he hugs her as if she's just come back from the dead. Gay whispers in Stuart's ear. He's confused, then he's delighted. She has suggested something, and he is in. Roald observes their reunion with mixed feelings of joy for his best friend and fear that he's about to lose him forever. The look in Roald's eyes is a question. Where are you going? Stuart tells Roald in gestures he's leaving with Gay and giving Roald his DJ gear and leadership of the Skids. Roald understands. Teary-eyed, he waves farewell to Stuart. Stuart waves a bittersweet goodbye to Roald. Stuart takes off his bowler hat and leaves it by the turntables. Then he and Gay steal away into the night. Connor and Darian converge to watch Stuart go. Roald takes over at the DJ table, puts on the bowler hat. Around the Skids, no one else even notices Stuart's gone. Pull up and away from the party as the music fades down. Fade to black. New music eases us into a slow-mo montage. Passage of time. Scene 52. Exterior. Wayne and Katie's house. Day. Two moving trucks in the laneway. Truck 1. Squirrely Dan, Daryl, Tyson, Joint Boy, Bradley, and Wayne help Rosie move her things into the house. Truck 2. Alex, Riley, Jonesy, Bonnie, Shep, and Kingsley help Katie move her things out of the house. Scene 53. Exterior. Menergy Spa and Dispensary. Day. High-end legitimate spa services and cannabis dispensary. Greeting people at the door are owners Ron, Dax, and Roald, dressed in a suit and bowler hat. They usher customers inside and hand them off to Darian and Connor, who wear Gandhi-style dhoti, shawls, and sandals. Scene 54. Exterior. Ibiza. Aerial shot. Night. Establishing shot of the Spanish party aisle. One spot in the cityscape is ablaze with laser light and holograms. Chiron. Ibiza. Spain. Scene 55. Interior. High Ibiza nightclub. Night. A crowd of thousands dances for the wild beats of DJ Stuart. He blows a kiss to his producer Gay in the wings. She smiles and blows a kiss back at him. Scene 56, exterior, Modine's, day. Gail puts up a new sign on her front door. It reads, proudly serving locally sourced, organic, Menno-Res venison sausage, a product of Dick Meats Incorporated. Scene 57, exterior, Sudbury, highway, day, establishing. A highway sign reads, welcome to Sudbury, Ontario, home of the Blueberry Bulldogs. Scene 58, interior, Sudbury Ice Rink, day. Teams out on the ice for pre-game warm-up. In the foreground is Anik Archambault, mic in hand during a live TSN broadcast.
But still, it's still unclear if the Bulldogs will benefit from the addition of former Letterkenny Irish and Kerry County Eagles stars Riley and Jonesy, who...
Riley and Jonesy stop hard and snow shower Anik.
Near.
As quick as they struck, they skate away. Anik wipes ice from her eyes.
Tabernacle!
Scene 59, interior, Letterkenny Ukrainian Center, auditorium, day. A graduation ceremony. Professor Tricia hands Squirrely Dan his bachelor's degree in women's studies. Dan leaves the stage and is met by Ellen, who kisses him. Scene 60, interior, Letterkenny Ag Hall, day. McMurray presides over another snooze fest board meeting. Mrs. McMurray takes the minutes with her usual intensity. Scene 61, exterior, Derry's Dairy Mart, day. Daryl and Maggie cut the ribbon of their artisanal dairy. Customers file in. Some pause to shake Daryl's and Maggie's hands. Daryl and Maggie kiss and head inside their shop. Music fades down. Dissolve 2. Scene 62. Exterior, produce stand, day. Rosie hands a bag of produce to a woman. She waves and smiles as the woman gets in her car and drives away.
See you tomorrow.
Rosie settles onto the lounge chair that used to be Katie's. Wayne is in his chair, holding a baby boy on his chest.
How's our boy?
Wayne sniffs the baby, wrinkles his nose.
Clear eyes, full diaper. Can't lose.
Wayne springs to his feet in his trademark manner, holding the baby at arm's length.
Pitter patter, I guess.
Thanks for changing him. I know it's dirty work.
Do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life. Be right back.
He marches off to change their son's poopy diaper. Rosie says just loud enough to know Wayne hears her.
There goes the toughest dad in Letterkenny.
Too much fun.
End credits.
Ta-da.
Yay!
Wonderful, everybody. Thank you very much.
Fuck, I
Thank
should have
you,
had a throat
David.
drop or some shit.
Thank you, Dave.
You were awesome, and the timing of the
Fantastic.
last one was amazing.
And it really sort of follows the Shakespearean notion of a comedy should end with everybody being married. You marry everybody.
Like that is the traditional, like, technical definition of a comedy, right? Is everybody gets paired off,
right,
and things end with growth.
Right. I mean,
whereas a tragedy is growth is subverted and everything ends in death, right? Because
Precisely.
stagnation is death.
So it was important to hear
Pursued
that
by
everybody got their happy ending in some fashion. You know,
Hey, now.
Squirrely Dan gets his
Hey-o.
degree, got Ellen. Even
Coach got the happiest of it.
Yeah.
Coach did okay for
Coach.
himself. You know, Rold gets to be with Ron and Dax and to have the business he always wanted since the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, Stuart, his lost love, comes back, and it's almost like it's karma. The moment
Well,
when
he's
he finally
living
is
the
able
dream, right?
he's finally able to be selfless for a moment, and it's like fate gives him back what he lost because he had to learn.
Yeah.
Well, like
Well
even
done.
from series 1, Stuart's goal has been to be a superstar DJ.
He
So
dreams
he
of it.
gets that. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And now he
Gay
does
makes
it
it
in
possible.
Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Ibiza. Sorry, look,
Far
you
from
showed me
you,
that
no.
word. I only know one
Ibiza.
way to say it.
No, you said
No.
exactly the way it
I'm
should
not
have
making
been.
fun of you.
Ibiza.
I'm making
I'm
fun
gonna
of
say
the word in
something.
I've heard it
general.
with a Z. I've heard it with
Yeah.
an F. I've
That
heard it
word
I
with
don't
a
want
T.
you can make fun
to.
of.
This isn't a slight to
No.
David at all because
Not
that
at all.
script
Say it,
brings
Kate.
tears to my eyes. But
Ibiza,
this
Ibiza.
script, reading the script, practicing the script, doing the script tonight makes me wonder like what they're gonna actually do.
Yeah.
Like what are we
Yeah.
actually gonna see?
have no
You know what I
idea.
mean?
Completely.
And nobody knows. But
I mean, I hope we do get an end and it just doesn't get like canceled. Or
Yeah, it
some
doesn't
shit like
just
that.
taper off. But if it does, then we always
Look,
have this.
Practically
Yeah,
speaking,
we'll always have
is
this.
genuinely real.
We'll have
Speaking
Paris. We'll always have
very
Ibiza.
practically and realistically, because we have done this, right? These avenues are kind of closed off to them because as a studio, they can't take the chance of us going, no, that's my idea, right?
Or they
But-
simply look at what I posted online where I said I basically any coincidence that anything they might do that's similar to this is coincidence.
Right.
So I basically absolve them of any and all liability.
I mean,
if I happen to have stepped on any of their ideas, then that was just coincidence and not plagiarism.
but we are actually
No.
also kind of tied into one of the writers, thanks to.
But it's
Yeah, no, Renee.
it's not like we gave him the script.
No.
Right.
But I mean,
No.
he watches.
But also, like,
Settle
Jared
down.
firmly believes in happily ever afters for his characters. He wants his characters to be happy. He's gonna find a way to make that work. But also, he's
Let go and let Jared.
said multiple times, like 33 seasons. Let's go! I want to be the longest running Canadian sitcom in history. So
Excellent.
we'll see.
I mean,
Fair enough.
I gotta say, like, I love that watching the transition from this being a Canadian show to the same way that like Trailer Park Boys did. They were like strictly Canadian, and then like us as Americans got fucking hyped to it or hip to it way after the fact. And like
Hip
now,
to
I think people like us, we're all helping carry it into the next generation. I just would hate. I don't want it to fucking fade away like Trailer Park Boys. So yeah, I'm praying Hulu does justice by this fucking show because it deserves it so much.
Well, look, it's not even on Hulu, right? Hulu merely rents the rights to stream it exclusively in the States. This is an entirely Canadian production, right?
Yeah.
It is paid for by Bell. It is hosted on Crave. It is made by New Metric, and it is owned by Play Fun Games Pictures, which is Jared's production company. So
Say it again.
whatever Hulu
Preach.
does,
Who?
whatever
Yes.
Hulu does is beside
Jared
the
Keeso.
fucking point, right? It is whether or not the will remains with the people who actually make it.
I'm just
And
happy. I'm
I
just
think-
happy they've
yeah.
done their part. Like I feel like
Yeah.
without them, we wouldn't be here today. Without
And we-
Hulu having like drug.
And we also
I
had,
think
we had sold out shows all across the
Yeah.
America.
Seriously.
You
But then
know,
the fucking
There
the
is-
world shut down.
there is
It-
a
it
will
was
to
After
bad time
then
for
they were
everybody.
still
show.
sold out, Renee. Then they
Yeah.
were still sold out 2.5 years later. People,
Well, yeah.
I held on to
True.
my tickets
people
for
are
two,
watching.
Yep.
2 years.
yeah.
I'm happy.
So
Yeah.
I helped to roll out. I helped with the Reddit to roll out the new tour schedule, and
Schedule.
what I noticed with helping to push the information was
Schedule.
most people held on to their tickets. The people who didn't hold on to their tickets couldn't because of some fucking life thing or what the fuck ever. And they
Pussies.
added dates to make up for the previous shows.
Yeah.
So there were new dates added to the tour, and those were sold out fucking immediately.
That's
Because what happened was they announced the dates. They had pre-sale for people who needed to change venues, so those people could get priority. And then on the Friday, they opened it up to general admission. And seriously, like 5 minutes after GA opened, it was sold out. And yeah, okay, I know Ticketmaster, blah, blah, blah. But genuinely, there were hardly any seats going, even 2 years after the fact.
Yeah, hopefully they do it again. And
God,
on that
wouldn't that
note,
be
we should probably close out the broadcast
Yeah, we
before we
should
continue talking.
We should let our people go.
I'll just say that if they would ever like
Fuck
to
it.
just buy this script, I'm completely open to selling it to them.
Oh
Right
my
on.
god, they seriously need to hire you.
But then they need to have some of us. On
I mean,
the
if they
show.
want to watch this,
Like, yeah, can we be on the
surreptitiously,
show? Jared, I know you watch us sometimes. Can you like write us in?
Oh my god.
No, I mean this
I wrote
would
him into
be
a
one
Star
of the
Trek
things he
novel.
would not be legally allowed to watch.
not official.
Whoa,
He
what?
can't admit that he's watched it.
He's in Canada. We're in the U.S.
He
There's
can
two
totally
different
admit
laws.
that he pays attention to our podcast. I didn't mean that he watches these specific
Right.
things. I know
Yeah.
that he is
No,
aware
I'm-
of us and listens often.
Yeah.
Podcast, he listens.
Anyway.
The live
Anywho.
reads.
Anyway, let's
Right.
let Dean close this out.
Anywho,
Anywho.
hang for a
Your
second.
podcast there, Dean.
By the way,
David,
thank you so
hey,
much.
David,
You're
why
fucking
do you got to
amazing.
keep making us cry like this? God damn it. I love you.
Give your balls a tug.
Emma.
Tit fucker.
The man with the switch.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. As always, thanks to awesome David, Al, Tanya, Renee, Demond, Triss, Aaron, Tiara, my wife, Casey. My wife.
Never heard of her.
Anybody? David, Dennis,
Renee.
Renee. All you beautiful people. I love you all.
Everybody.
And thanks to the artists featured in our show. Our intro and outro are always Chase After Me Sheriff by Driftmouth, Three-Legged Dog by Hard Money Saints. And I had a lot of music in this episode, so I'm not reading those all off. But anyway,
Show notes.
yeah. So we'll see you soon for our next table read. Don't go being DJs now, so y'all take care.
Mhm.